In case you missed it, Wii RetroAchievements are here, and I decided to take a deep dive into Wii games for the first time in my life. Yeah, that's right, I am one of those weird people that owned a Wii U, but not a Wii. My actual only connection to the Wii was random friends' houses that had Guitar Hero or Boom Blocks, and that's really it. So I decided to go and grab all of the Wii hardware for what I would need to play some Wii games. I bought a Wiimote, and I decided to grab the actual Mario one with all of this. I grabbed a Nunchuk, again, real, and wanted the real one. And then I 3D printed a light gun holder. You slide in the Wiimote. It actually works really awesome because I was loving playing Ghost Squad and I wanted one of these. And then I bought a Mayflash Dolphin Bar, which is not in this little area here, but I'll leave a link in the description. It brings everything together. It connects to your actual AYN Thor, your PC, whatever it is, and it lets you actually use the Wiimote with the pointer for the sensor and all that sort of thing. So that is a necessary item as well in this whole situation. But it turns out all of this is plug and play. Like literally plug and play. I didn't really have to do anything, and it all worked on Android as well as PC, which was awesome. But after all of this, what I've kind of learned is that there isn't a lot of games that actually use the pointer or motion in a way that you really need to care about. So let's talk about those games first and what games you would actually need a Wiimote, a Nunchuk, or whatever for, and then we'll talk about other games after. For anybody that wants to jump in after this video, I have full setup guides for Dolphin on Android and PC that will get you up and running. They don't show the Dolphin Bar setup, but that is super easy if you want to go that route, and it doesn't require anything special. I'll leave a video in the description that shows me setting up the Dolphin Bar for like a minute as well, if you need it. Okay, let's go alphabetical here, but I was shocked to learn that the Wii's Animal Crossing uses the Wiimote, and it seemed to be something that you really needed. Otherwise, I'm not sure how else you would play this game. I can't imagine playing Animal Crossing with a pointer or needing to use the pointer for how long these games actually are though. Boom Blocks is one of the standouts, and I love this game. You throw a ball at bricks. What more could you actually want? There is a little Jenga mini game as well that you can play sometimes, but mostly you are throwing balls at bricks and trying to knock everything down. This is an awesome multiplayer game too if you want to play something with the family, but I just love Boom Blocks, it's fun. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast is an absolutely weird racing game that uses the motion of the Wiimotes to move left and right, as well as jump. This game took a few minutes for me to figure out the controls and how everything works, but now I get it. It does make your arms super tired though. Endless Ocean is a sea exploration game from what I could tell. You have a boat, you go diving, you see fish. It is the original Dave the Diver. I was looking for a shark. I did not find a shark, so it has failed automatically to me. Fragile Dreams Farewell Ruins to the Moon seems to use the pointer heavily for looking at things and figuring out where to go. I'm not exactly sure what type of game this is. It seems to be an action role-playing type game, and I assume it uses the motion quite a bit because it did in the beginning. The main character is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, so I was instantly curious because I love his work. Ghost Squad was the standout game that I played. It is a light gun rail shooter arcade game. Anybody over the age of 30 knows what I'm talking about. And yes, you absolutely reload by moving the reticle off screen. And man, this game was an absolute blast. And I didn't even have my 3D printed gun set up yet. Just used the Wiimote pointer. I can't wait to get back to this. It seems like it actually has depth for a light gun game too. I highly recommend this one. Lost in Shadow was another game that I randomly found that uses the pointer often, but this had a very cool aesthetic where you literally play as a shadow, and that's how you traverse the levels. It's all the shadows. I'm actually excited to get back to this. It seemed interesting. The pointer is mostly used to move and tap things in the world. No More Heroes was absolutely awesome. The art style, the gameplay, everything. You use the motion often here to do everything. Attack, defend, charge up your blades. This game was super fun. I'm excited to get back to it. Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure seems to use the Wiimote quite a bit for mini games to collect different Pokemon. My first thought was that it didn't use it at all, and then I looked up a few more things and it seems like it is something that uses the Wiimote quite a bit. But hey, it's a Pokemon game. Why not? Punch-Out was a weird one. It didn't really provide a tutorial, and I had to go look after as to what to do, but you are just using the motion of the Wiimotes to punch and do everything as you would expect. It didn't seem to be that difficult either, but I am sure that it ramps up in difficulty because it's a Punch-Out game. Rodea, the Sky Soldier, seems to be an action-adventure game that uses the pointer and motion controls heavily. It's your way of traversing the world and how you actually do things. This was a weird game though. I found it a bit hard to understand and get used to, and I'm curious what everything looks like as you go further, so I'll probably jump into this later on. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed is where you play as Darth Vader, and that instantly made me excited here. But this was just awesome. You can use the Force to grab and push people off of ledges and things like that. You can use the motion of the Wiimote to slash with the lightsaber. You can choke people with the Force. It was super fun. I'm gonna put Super Mario Galaxy here, but I think this is easily playable without the Wiimote and Nunchuk as well. So far, it seems the pointer is mostly for collecting or shooting star bits, but I know that there's little mini games later on with races that require tilting and such. You can map all of that, but it's probably easier with the Wiimote and Nunchuk. However, there are enough ways online to play this with a controller though, if you really wanted to. But I'm really excited to play this game fully with the actual recommended controllers. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and this is fully playable with a Wiimote and Nunchuk. And for whatever reason, if you're a crazy person and you hate yourself, you can play it this way. The world is also mirrored, and I was told it's because Link is left-handed in the GameCube version, and so they mirrored it, because most people are right-handed. I don't know what's going on here, but it confused the hell out of me. I would personally just play the GameCube version. The Simpsons game was a weird one, but it has the original voice actors, and that made it pretty fun. You use the actual motion of the Wiimote heavily in this for mini games and such, and honestly the jokes and everything seem pretty fun. It's a Simpsons game, so what more could you want? Wii Sports is last on the list of games that really use the Wiimote and Nunchuk, and I know a lot of people are familiar with Wii Sports. I have vague memories of it, but yeah, it's fun. And you can have a blast with your family or just alone if you want to. Now, obviously there are a lot more Wii games out there. Those are the ones that I played and tried and were part of the Retro Achievements set. So, what about games that don't need any of this? What about games that don't need a Nunchuk or a Wiimote or the gun or whatever, that you can just use a classic controller or any other controller for? That's the games that we're going to talk about now. Arc Rise Fantasia is a JRPG that can use most any controller just fine. I'm actually excited to jump into this one. It's one of, I guess, the rare RPGs on Wii. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of JRPGs on Wii from what I can tell, but I didn't really look at a list. Donkey Kong Country Returns. If you map Shake to a button, works just fine, and it's super easy to play. I show how to map Shake to a button in all of my guides, so if you follow those, you're fine to play Donkey Kong Country Returns. Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo is a game that I was having some fun with on my Thor. It's just side-scrolling Dragon Ball, which is fun, so why not? Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn is way harder than I remember. I played this on the Wii U. I had the Wii disc, I played it on the Wii U, but that was a long time ago, and playing this now, it is super difficult, but it is Fire Emblem, and I'm enjoying it. Fortune Street is Nintendo's version of Monopoly. Seriously, that's the game. It is Monopoly, but Nintendo. And different Nintendo properties and different other games like Dragon Quest is there, and I don't even know what's happening in this game, but it was fun. It's Monopoly. Why not? Kirby's Epic Yarn was putting me to sleep a little bit. It is a nice, relaxing Kirby game. Kirby fans know what a Kirby game is, but the whole aesthetic and nice, comfy vibes was really putting me to sleep. Kirby's Return to Dreamland is more Kirby, if you want it, which is always fun, and you return to Dreamland. Klonoa is a game that a loyal subscriber of mine helped work on as a QA tester. Shout out to Tea Time Gaming. but I was having fun with the first half of this game. The second half became a lot less fun, and then I finally beat it yesterday. It is a side-scrolling platformer, and I thought it would be a lot more casual in nature based on the first half of the game. But it actually changed halfway to be a little bit more difficult for what it seems like is a child's game. But I guess I'm worse than a child here. Overall, still a good game, but different than I expected. Mario Kart Wii is a weird one. I was dominating races, smashing people with bananas, doing all sorts of things, but I was only getting 2 stars. I found out afterwards the 3rd star is a hidden check for a whole bunch of different things. And that made me super sad and made me not really happy with Mario Kart Wii right now. Monster Hunter Tri is a Monster Hunter game. It sure is, and I don't like Monster Hunter, so we move on from this one. Muramasa the Demon Blade has some weird controls. Like, up on the joystick is jump, which feels super weird in this game specifically, and it seems out of place for this game. It is hard to explain. Maybe when you play it, you'll understand what I mean, but the game is super fun besides that. New Super Mario Bros. Wii with Shake mapped to a button is perfectly playable on any controller and still a great game. So yeah, probably one of the games that you definitely should play for Wii. Rayman Origins is Rayman, and everybody loves Rayman. It is a fun platformer. I was enjoying getting back to this. It's been a long time since I played Rayman Origins. Super Paper Mario isn't a beloved Paper Mario at all to really anybody, but I'm curious to check it out either way. However, I still need to finish the 1,000-Year Door, so it'll be a while. Paper Mario 64 still holds my heart though. Speaking of not beloved games, we have Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which I don't remember anybody really talking about ever, but Subspace has been pretty fun to play through. It's their adventure mode here, and it's Smash Brothers, so you can't really go wrong with Smash Brothers and more Smash Brothers. It's good. The Last Story is another RPG game made by Xseed, and it's one that I know a lot of people hype up, and I'm actually excited to finally play this one. I don't know much about it, I just know it's an RPG, so I'm going in blind, but I'm excited to play this. Xenoblade Chronicles is a game that I finished on the Switch a few years ago with the HD update, and so I'm going back to it now without that HD, and it's a little bit rough. I am not sure if I'll actually play through this all over again. It's been a while, so maybe, but it was interesting to see the huge difference here compared to what I remember playing a few years ago. Lastly, quick shout out to 2 WiiWare games. The first is Pokemon Rumble, which honestly was pretty fun. You go through little levels collecting Pokemon that you use in a big battle royale thing. The second is a forgotten Pokemon mystery dungeon for Wii, and it was released in Japan only, but there is an English translation patch for it. It seems to be called Let's Go Tempest Adventure Squad, and this was the first console Pokemon mystery dungeon game. It looks interesting and it's unique, so it's worth a play for sure. And that was my experience playing a lot of Wii games over the last week and a half, week or so. I don't know when this video is going to go live, whatever it's been. But I'm playing some Wii games, and obviously Retro Achievements is the reason for me to go and check out this system now. I've been waiting for that. So playing these games now, it's been pretty fun. I'm missing a lot of games, obviously. There are a lot of games that don't have Retro Achievements. There's a lot of games that I'm waiting for before I check them out, like Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition, which probably is going to come at some point. But anyways, those were the games that I played. Let me know in the comments below. Are you checking out Wii Retro Achievements? Or do you have a fondness for Wii? What are the games that you suggest? What are the games that you love for Wii that maybe aren't on today's list? Maybe I'm missing some. So let's share it all in the comments. Let's get some games going. Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about retro gaming. And hope you all have a good one.